So you want to know how to join GTA 5 RP. Fair enough, a lot of people do, and like a lot of people, not everybody has some crazy gaming computer ready to run 5M, but maybe you do have a PS5, and if that's the case, you've come to the right place. So you have your PS5, you have your best intentions, and you really want to RP. Now what? Well, before we get any further into how to actually join a roleplay session, I should probably go over a couple things first. For starters, before you get into anything GTA RP related, there is one thing you should really be very much aware of, and that's a character. This is such an overlooked part of GTA RP, and you might not think it is, but it actually is. Because in GTA RP, when it comes to your character, usually people go into servers and have a character in mind that has a very specific set of personality traits, a backstory, and all that good stuff, but they usually don't end up sticking to it. This character ends up evolving into something unrelated, and you might think, well, that makes sense, right? Well, it can, but again, it's not real life. This is a video game, and we're all here to just have fun. The reason I'm saying this is you need to come up with a character for RP that sticks with their own story. You don't want to say your name's Tim and you live in Sandy Shores and you're used to going off-roading, shooting bottles, and hunting coyotes with your neighbor, buy a supercar just because you can afford it. You guys see what I'm getting at now? So when it comes to making a character, think about what you really want this character to be about, short-term and long-term gameplay aspects of it, and storytelling. Because realistically speaking, for the first bit of your character's journey, you might want to start off doing relatively simple, basic things, but long-term, you might want to do something totally different. So if your goal is to eventually buy a supercar, then maybe have a character in mind with traits and a story that would kind of make sense with that. Like a character that has an ambition to get lots of money and become very rich, well, that's someone, in my opinion, who probably wants to get a supercar one day. However, our character that we just described before, they're probably never going to even care about a supercar, let alone how it works. Second thing is you're going to need to understand that every server has rules, and if it doesn't, well, probably not an RP server, and you probably just hopped on GTA Online and you have no idea what you're doing. But every server is going to have rules, and they're all just as important to follow as any other servers, because that's just how the server works. So if they have weird rules that you don't like, then that's probably not the server for you. Whatever these may be, respect and follow them. And at the end of the day, it's GTA RP. It's just to have fun. It doesn't mean don't take it seriously. It just means still know how to enjoy yourself. But for example, in my server, Horizon, 11.4 thousand members, if your vehicle flips over, then you can't manually flip it back over because that's like really unrealistic and kind of ruins the RP for everybody. So if you were to go and flip your car in a police chase and then manually flip it back over, that's not only going to annoy a lot of people, that's going to really ruin the experience for a lot of people. And sadly, GTA RP troll culture has kind of dominated YouTube for the last few years, and it's not really the greatest type of thing because it kind of just breeds a player base that go out of their way to do whatever they can to just essentially ruin people's fun. Because when you really think about it at the end of the day, this is just an escape, and that's all it is for any of us. So do me a favor and don't do that. But yeah, that's just an example of how roleplay servers can have rules. Make sure you abide them, be respectful to the server and its members, and you should be good. So you're probably wanting to know how to actually get in game and start RPing. Now, I'm not going to waste your guys' time and bore you all day with details on how to join this server and that server and how to do this and that, and well, again, waste your time. What I'm going to do is explain to you guys exactly how Horizon works. For any of you guys that have ever been in an RP server on console before, you're probably aware of how they usually work. When it comes to actually joining, you have to send a friend request to the host, and it's a pretty tedious task usually, and then typically you get unadded, and then you have to request to join. It's kind of a headache. So the good news is Horizon doesn't work like that. We work more like 5M, but console based. So yeah, you don't need an invite in Horizon. You can just join whenever you want off of whoever you want, just to make things easier. Also, did I mention that people can't grief? No, like seriously, in Horizon, you can't grief. Well, you can try, but we have a system in place that allows us to kick anyone in the server instantly from the game. Like, instantly. So there's really no point in griefing, and that's not like a flex that, you know, hey, we have power like this. It's more of like a, hey, just be respectful and don't break the rules absurdly for no reason, being disrespectful to the server and its members, and it'll show you the same respect back. Seriously, the staff are really nice, and you're never going to see people abusing their powers or anything like that. However, like the old saying goes, treat others how you want to be treated. Okay, so how do you get in game? Well, if you guys scroll down to the description of this video and on your way there hit that subscribe button, you'll see a link to a server obviously Horizon. Once you guys join, you'll be greeted with a how to join channel, which is going to have everything you guys are going to need in order to join. So before you join the server, maybe you're not totally sold yet and you're not really sure how we're supposed to join and you don't really know what's going on. So let me explain. This is exactly what you're going to see in the how to join channel. This channel will guide you through all the needed information and steps required to applying for whitelist, passing whitelist, and getting into the server. Please take your time. We know you're eager to jump into the world of GTA 5 RP in Horizon, but remember, before you apply, we don't expect, paragraphs for most questions. However, only a few words for an answer simply won't be enough, as well as lack of creativity or, short 1 to 2 word answers, answering with I don't know, or if you're unsure about a question, just read the rules, okay? We will need your PlayStation Network username or your PSN/gamertag. Remember that you can apply as many times as you please, just don't keep applying with the same answers because it won't lead to being accepted. It'll lead to being blacklisted, and then you actually cannot apply ever again. If your PSN is set to hidden on Rockstar Social Club, we won't accept you, because once you request to join the crew, since if you do pass your application, you'll get a link to it in your acceptance message, you'll need to join that. So if your PlayStation Network username is set to hidden on Rockstar Social Club, we won't accept you into the crew. So go to your privacy settings in your account settings on Rockstar Games Social Club to set that up. To be clear, this is not an example of a character. You will be asked about the character you intend to have in RP. Basic answers like a gangster or a civ or a cop simply won't be enough. This character needs a backstory and insight as to how they will interact with others in RP. Now that you have been accepted, what do you do now? Your application, like I said, will provide a link to the crew upon acceptance. The schedule also can be found in a schedule channel for the RPs. They'll sometimes be posted earlier or later in the announcements channel. Keep an eye out. Now that you've been fully whitelisted, you have everything you need. What do you do? Go to your pause menu, go to the online tab, go to the crew, click my crews, click the crew that you just joined, hit view members, and join off someone who's an RP. That's it. That's literally all it is. If you guys enjoyed this video and you plan on joining the server, take a second to go down where you just subscribed, drop a like as well, and leave a comment below if you guys have any questions about anything at all. I will try my best to answer them. Without further ado, I can't wait to see you all in GTA RP.